comfortable with the class, you just can have a small comments into this chat section. So let me go to where I was. Okay, here. So let me set this next. Let me set this in section C further. Okay, so let me name this as ArrayList underscore 18th August. Just a second, everyone. Okay. So can you, okay, let us just continue with the class and then let us have some feedback session at the end of the session. So let us again start with the collections array list. And for array list, okay, so let's get it. For array list, we need to have namespace as I told you earlier. For example, you need to have using system.collections. This is the namespace that you require to work with the array list. And the way you create array list is very similar to the way you create array, but you don't define the size of the array. For example, you just create an array list, names equals to, let's say, you have no size here. Let's run Sam, Hari, Gopal, Manish, Rahul, Rohan. Let's say these are the. Okay, so actually I made a mistake. Okay, let's say new array list. So this is one of the way through which you can insert the value inside this array list, where you do not specifically define the size of the elements. So this will dynamically add up the elements. So once you define the array list like this, so the block of memories are allocated for these names, variables. For example, this will be stored inside name 0, name 1, name 2, name 3, name 4, name 5 and name 6. So this is how the values are stored, and let's see if it is like that. I just can write console or write line, and I can simply choose names of 5. So what do you think you get it? Okay. So let's say, what would be the value of this name 5? What do you think would be the output? What do you think would be the output in this case? Yeah, Rahul, Nikhil has Rahul. Let me see. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Rahul will be printed here. Let's confirm. And you can see Rahul is printed here. Actually, we don't use console.readline so that we just. So let's say we can have console.readline here. Let's run it now and you will see the fifth name should be displayed here. Okay, so Rahul is printed. Alright. Okay, so we have this all done. So I hope you have some. Actually, I'm having some chat with some other team. So please excuse me. It's very sometimes it's really urgent. Okay, so I hope now you understand how the values are stored inside this ArrayList. Please confirm me by writing yes or no in the chat box so that I can understand your view on this. Are you getting this stuff, everyone? Did you get this stuff? Be frank. If you do not understand it, please write down no, I don't understand, and I would be very happy to explain you again. But make sure that you just respond me back. Yes, so I see. Yes, yes, yes. Even there is one candidate who really thinks that you do not understand. We can write no, sir. I don't get it. No problem, and I'll explain you again. Okay, so I see so many yes. Okay, I see so many yes. So it's fine now. So once you have understood this part, now let us take it to the next level. So you have already seen that I'm able to iterate to each and every element. The values are indexed. The indexed sense means the values are positioned in the index value positions like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5 and the 6 and whatever. But you do not know how many values are there, isn't it? You do not know exactly how many values are here. So now let's see. So I'll just show you how to iterate through the value of this error list. So I just instead of this, let me just have it. I'm just going to erase this and I'm going to write for integer I equals to 0, I less than how many fields, how many value I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 value. So I can say 7 I plus plus and I can simply print names I. So what is it going to print? What is it going to give you? So this is going to, what do you think would be the output of this program? What do you think would be the output of this program? Anyone from this class, can you please let me know what should be the output of this program if I use this loop? Yeah, so you get your right. Print all names, Savin, Ram. Okay, print all the name one by absolutely Abhinav and Yugal. So it is going to print the name one by one. For example, since the value of I is 0 and 0 is less than 7, so this is going to print name 0. Then this will be 1, 1 is less than 7, name 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will print up to name 6. But 7 is not less than 7, so this will come out of the loop. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 0 to 6, this will print all those names. And in order to make sure, let's verify this. Yeah, and this printed all the names. But what if I added some value here? For example, I added Ramesh and I also added Suresh. What would happen if I just added these two elements here? What do you think should happen here? Now, what do you think would be the output of this program now? We get into the new line. What do you think would be the output of this program again, everyone? You go error, not exactly. Akash, same. Yeah, Akash, you're almost right. You're almost right, Akash. So Akash is correct. You won't be getting error here because see, this will iterate from 0 to 7 and you are going to get again the value till Rohan. Let's verify this. We got only 7 value, but also we have a 9 value, isn't it? So in order to get the 9 value, what I can write here 9. But since this becomes dynamic, I may not be able, and if it is coming from a user, by the way, I may not know how many users are there and this may create a problem for me. So in that case, what I can do now, instead of using the constant value, I can use this variable called count, names.count. So this will give me total number of elements inside this array list called names. And this will iterate through each and every element and this will give me exactly all those elements that whatever are present in my database. Okay. Did you get my point, everyone? Did you understand this one? I got here, I just use a names.count and this is going to give me total number of elements inside this names array list. And this is very important, everyone. This is very important. Even in array you have something called dot length, but I will skip that part. I'll again come back to that later on because that has some limitations which I'll discuss you later on. But this has a names dot but count will give you each and every element of this names array list. Let's run it and check. And you get all those elements, whatever are in the name. And even if you delete, for example, I don't want this. I can say I don't want this. And even if I run now, this is not going to throw me the error. This is just going to count every element, and this is going to return whatever the elements that I have in my array list. Does it make a sense to everyone? Are you getting it? Did you understand this, everyone? Can you please quickly confirm? Naresh, yes. Savin, yes. Abhinav, so all yes. Nikal, are you getting this stuff? Okay, so let us get it. Let us make it now more meaningful. For example, let us try to make it more dynamic. For example, one of the ways that by adding the values here, and the other ways by let's say by adding value here. What I can do is I can just do name start add, and this is one of the ways to add the value. For example, I'm adding nickel, I'm adding nickel, and I'm adding. Let's say I'm adding. Let's say Avina, you go. I'm also adding. Let's say I'm also adding. Let's say Neeraj. I want to add. Let's say hello. Haman, can I call you back after some time? Okay. Okay, so let's say Nikal, Yugal, Neeraj, and let's say I have Avinav. Okay, and then let's say I have Ishwar. Okay, and let's say I have Prabhu. Let's say I have Deva. Okay, so I have so many names. Does that matter? Or whatever I have added or whatever I have reduced. This is going to give me everything. I get everything, isn't it? So see, this is the beauty of ArrayList. I also could make something like this here. I just could make it here. So it's the second M1. I could make it here 0. I 0. And I just want to print the name with some counting letter. Let's run and see what I'm trying to do. I'm just going to print one. Oh, I've got an error. Let me see what is that. And I also need one. Actually, now this dot won't be here. This will be here. So let's see what I'm trying to do. I just want to get it with the index value 1, Ram, 2, Sam, 3, Hari, Gopal, whatever. Okay, so once we are able to do this now I just want to show you a very advantage of this array, one of the very good advantage of this array. So let's say I just want to that side it this, and let me copy this. Let me paste here, and let me show you what I have done. This is your original list, and this is after I made some changes. So do you get any difference between these two? Do you see any difference between the first output and the second output? Yes, second output. What difference do you get? Absolutely, Neeraj. So that's our base number of the alphabet. See, if we have to program, if I had to do this programming for arranging in alphabetical order, this will consume my whole day. This will just eat my brain, isn't it? But with ArrayList, just with this line of code, just with names.arraylist.sort, I am able to sort my elements. Okay, I am able to sort my element. Now I just want to do names.px. Now what this will do? Let us see what is this going to do. So let me show you the output first, and then I'll explain you what exactly is happening. So let's okay. Just let me do one thing here. Let me have a console retreat line onto the bottom so that you get the output in one single string. Run this. And okay, so actually I just need to have some space here. Let me have some space here. Let's say in reversed order. Let's run this again and let's see what exactly I'm trying to do. So, do you find any difference now, everyone? Now, do you find any difference here? Can you quickly analyze the output and quickly give me the answer? Excuse me. Yeah. As it says a reverse order, absolutely. You get that in a reverse order of the alphabetical systems. So just with the one line of code, we are able to make sorting. We are just able to make a sorting. Okay, just with one line of code, we are able to sort with the array list. All right, now you understood how important is an array list now. By now you must have understood how important is this array list, isn't it? Now let us try to understand a small case, a very small case where I will be writing taking the value from the end users, and then I would like to populate that onto the array. I would just like to store that value onto the array list and then display all the value. So let us try to write one small question, everyone, here inside. So let me have a new project. Let us have a new project for this. And one, let's say I'm just going to make it a classwork. Let's create this one, and let's see what I'm trying to do is I just want to write a program to read your friend's name, store in an array list, and display them. And this time, let us assume that I want. Okay, let us assume that you could be having any people could be having any number of friends. Right, any people could be having any number of friends. So let us I'm using somewhat let's say go to statements here, and then I'll just try to I iterate through all the friends that I have. For example, let's say I can use the label for now. I'll be using go to statement here. So let me define a list of friends. So for that I need to have a namespace here using system collections, and I want to have a list of friends. New array list, and I want to define some label, and I want to ask console.writeLine enter your friend's name. And I want to read it and store inside the array. How would I be able to do that? So I'll just do friends.add, and inside of this I'll do console.pt. That's it. The friend is read inside the array list. And I'll ask any more friends, and then I just want to y/n, and I just want to read let's say character cs equals to I want to read if there is any more friends, and if it is yes, then I will just repeat the process. If cs double equals to y, then I will repeat the process. I will go to level. That means this whole process will get repeated. It will be asked for the new friends. Otherwise, I will print all this friend list. So let's say names of the friends, and now I can use for again integer I equals to 0, I less than friends that count, I plus plus, and print all those friends name. as friends, I lateral. I'll teach you how to avoid this. I'll be using for each lateral, and finally I'll come out of it. So we're done. Small program. Just let me show you what is the output of this program. Enter a friends, let's say Ram. Any more friends, let's say yes. Sham. Yes, I have more friends. Let's say Gopal is my friend. Yes. Harish is my friend. Yes. Manish is my friend. Yes. Let's say Subhas is my friend. And let's say I don't have any friends. So what this will happen? Now this is going to print me all those friend lists that I have provided. See. Okay, and here I can make it more meaningful. For example, names of, and then I could write here. I could also make here total number of friends. That would be, let's say, friends.count. So this will get me total number of friends that I have. Let me run and check. It's Ram. Yes. Sam. Yes. Hari. Yes. Gopal. Yes. Suresh. Yes. Let's say Avinav. Yes. Let's say Suman. Yes. Vishnu. And yes. And let's say I don't have any more now. So I have altogether 8 friends. 8. And let's see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, I have 8 friends. So this is the beauty of ArrayList, everyone. So see, by using the ArrayList, I just explored one program in which I can read all my friend and then I can populate them. Actually, the populated is just on my console for now. Later on, you can populate it anywhere you want. So does it make a sense to everyone? Do you get it work? Do you get this program? Yes, you can put the number of friends and we can also iterate to the number of friends. No issues. But that would be pretty simple. That's why I just made it like what you call is just go to. I just made it a go to. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this again for those who have not understood it. So let us try to understand this now, everyone. So first of all, you have to understand the objective of this program. So do you understand this question, everyone? You sure? Do you get this question? If you understand this question, just please make a confirmation. Okay, yes. So what we defined is we created an array list of the friends. So do you get this one? So that is very simple for what, right? Then what I started doing is I started reading the names of the friends and storing inside this array list. So friends are the add. What this will do? So whatever the value that you supply will be added to this friend array list. So if I supply Ram, so Ram will be added inside this friend array list. Then now this is asking you, do you want to add any friends? Why or no? And I am reading that character inside the variable called ch. And if ch equals to y, this is telling go to level. So if it is go to level, what this will go? This will go over here. And this process will repeat. That means this will again ask for the friend name stored inside this array. And again ask, do you want to continue? If it is yes, then this will repeat. This will continue until unless you press yes. Why? But if I don't press Y and if I press any other key other than Y, then what will happen? This will now print. This will now print the number of friends. So first of all, this will clear the screen, and then this is going to print total number of friends that I have by using friends.count or ArrayList.count. This gives me the total number of array elements that I have, ArrayList element that I have inside the ArrayList, and I am just displaying names of friends, and I'm iterating through the what you call error list by using a loop for I equals to 0, I less than friends.count. I'm incrementing the value of I every time the condition is true, and I'm writing each friend. Okay, I'm writing each friend by using friends I. Friends I mean this will add friend 0, friend 1, friend 2, whatever is the total number of friends that I have. So do you get it issue now? Are you clear with the stuff now? Or do you think still you have a problem here? Okay, so you told S. So I think these things are now more clear forward. Mm, so we are done with the arrow list, everyone. So this is the arrow list, and then in today I think I should stop my session for today, and in my next session I'll be coming back to the GUI again, where I'll be using the array list and the list. Yugal, actually I'm not clear. I didn't get your question. What should we have to add for collection? So what is the meaning of this? Can you please make more specific? I did
So
not
you're
get it.
actually using what?
Yeah, using
You're
system
adding
dot
using
collection. Yeah, using system dot collections. This one. System dot collections.
what is the use of that?
Your this is a namespace. Okay, this is a namespace. In fact, this is a class library, and class library contains all the list of classes. And array list is a class. Okay, array list is a class, and this class comes under this collections. So I will be clearing you about the classes and objects once we start object-oriented programming. But right now, what you understand is array list is contained by these collections. Okay, collection. Array list is contained inside these collections, and until and unless I don't call this collection, I cannot work with the array list. So am I clear to Yugal now? So does it make a sense now? Okay, Yugal, we will be talking about this more in detail in once we start object-oriented programming. Once we start doing uh, classes and objects, you will be more clear on it. Why you are using a keyword called new, and what is why the classes and objects. Everything you will understand it later on once we start object-oriented programming. So in the next session, what I will do, I will be starting with the GUI, and then under GUI, what I will do is we will be starting with one small project made with that small games that we will do, and the things will be more clear once we start doing gaming and some sorts of project applications. So for now, again, I had a okay regarding your homework, Google. Let's say you might have defined some variable. Let's say I think what we have done is you initialize the first variable as 0, isn't it? You are checking with 0, right? You have done something like integer x equals to 0, isn't it? You have done something like integer x equals to 0, right? Yes. So instead of x equals to 0, what I want is I just want you to store first variable. Let's take if you have a array list y, you could store y0 here, first element. So what will happen? Your comparison will be made with the first element. Now if first element is greater than let's say if certain value is greater than the first element, then your the further process will begin. Okay, I just wanted you to have something like this. Let's say you can store the first element inside a variable, temporary variable, and you can check first variable with the others. So does it make a sense, Yugal? Let's say you have a 10 variable to 10, 30. Neeraj, I think you have already forwarded an email, and then I have an email that has an email ID created for now. Just now I got an email for you. The email for you has just been forwarded, and you will get it very soon. Is that okay to you? Okay. So you will let me say that you have 10, 30, and let's say 50, 100, let's say 5, 6, let's say 90, let's say 78. Let me just explain you with the help of example. Let's say yesterday's question like finding the maximum value. Let's have a error list at 10, 6, 8, 12, 76, 51, 56, let's say 3, 5, let's say 8, let's say these are some conditions. Let's say I have these numbers in the error list. Okay, let us say these are my numbers in the error list. Now what I have to do, I have to compare this first with the second, isn't it? I have to compare this first number with the second number. Alright everyone, so what I will do, I'll just store this first number in some variable. For example, let's say I'll store that in the integer x equals to, let's say this is x. Let's say this is x equals to this is all value. These are array list and this contain this one. So let's say I created one variable, integer y, and y equals to what? X0. So do you get my point now? What is the value of y here now? What is the value of y? What will be the value of y here? 10, right? Now what I have to do, I have to compare 10 with 6. So what I will do now is, now I will compare 10 with 6. 10 with the second number. Now if 10 is greater than 6, if 10 is greater than 6, then what will happen? Nothing. I have to do, I have to compare with the, so again let's say the y value will be again 10, and I'll not change the value of y. Again y is, let's say, 10 itself. Do you get my point? If 10 is greater than 6, then y values still will remain the same. But if, let's say, if 10 is less than 6, then what will happen? I have to switch the value, right? So let's say if 10 is less than 6, if 10 is greater than 6, the y value will not change. Now this will compare with other. Is 10 less than 8? Is 10 is 10 greater than 8? No. Is 10 greater than 12? Okay, is 10 greater than 8? Yes. Is 10 greater than 12? No. Right? So 10 is not greater than 12. That means the new value of y will be now 12, and 12 will check with the other number. Is 12 greater than 76? No. So the y value will be now 76. Now 76 will check with 56. Is 76 greater than 56? If it is yes, the value will not change. If it is no, value will change. Is 76 greater than 38? So this is how your iteration should happen. Okay, and this is how you can find the greatest number. So what you do, you try it again. Okay, and rest of the things we can discuss in the next session. So am I clear to everyone? So this is just the logic that I have, and then you can have your own logic, no doubt on that. And the main option is that the main objective is to have a very clear output, that we need to have a correct output at the end by using any logic. The logic may be used, and logic may be anywhere. You can get it logic anywhere into the internet. If you Google it, you will get so many solutions, but this is what I have the idea with me. Yes, exactly. So number I, don't put number I, because number I will be some value. I just put a number 0. First array element has to be stored somewhere, and then we'll store that first element somewhere, and then we'll just compare this with the other number for the beginning. Okay, again let's try this all, and then you can again bring your solutions to me. So does it make a sense to everyone, or still you are very confused? Okay, Akash, so don't worry even if you are confused, because this is very confusing question, I know. I told you yesterday this is very tricky. You guys understood it, okay? Before I start doing it, you try it all, and then in my next session, I'll be explaining you this program again. Okay? So I will see you in the next session, everyone, and I'll upload the studies video and today's video as well. So shall we stop here today, everyone? And can I get back to you next week now? In the meantime, we'll be giving some homework, and then you have to try that homework. I'll just provide you in the group message. So you can start leaving if you have no questions then.